gonna give it to him.
You gotta have a mic, yeah.
That's fine. Gracias. I feel professional.
You're supposed to have
A lapel mic.
Yeah.
Once
Come on
it's in
now.
the budget, we'll put it in there.
Is yours working?
Because do they usually have mics when you actually do a presentation or
They do.
or you just speak loud enough?
I like it's usually intimate. It's like 30 to 50 people, and I speak loud enough. But sometimes we do mics.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta reach out to two people to connect. I forgot.
Okay.
Do a virtual introduction.
Whatever means it's not working. You go ahead. You get yours will work.
Okay. Tonight we are going to talk about hourly wage versus hourly rate. What's the difference? What's the hourly wage?
Hourly wage?
Wage, yeah.
It's interesting. Like the rate is something that you already calculated. Scheduling wage is something that I guess you earn.
You will earn both of them because you're getting paid by the hour. You have to do some form of work.
Right, by the hour. But your rate is your set rate, maybe.
Okay, but what's an hourly wage?
What you charge? No.
So if I go to McDonald's, I say, what's the minimum wage?
Like $5? Oh, I have no idea actually.
In Virginia, I think it's still $7.25 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So the hourly wage as an employee would be $7.25 an hour.
Right. Your hourly rate is somebody who charges an hour, like a speaker, a presenter, somebody that you pay. Yeah.
So the difference, the biggest difference. Thomas, you want to add anything?
No, you good.
Okay. Hourly wage, someone else tells you what that is. So, Mark.
I'll get you one.
Thanks. Hourly wage, someone tells you how much you're worth.
Okay.
So you're not in control of your income. You go to them and say, okay, how much are you going to pay me per hour? They tell you. Whereas an hourly rate, you set it. So you tell people how much you're worth. This one is more conducive for business owners, consultants, public speakers, anyone who has a special skill set that they're teaching someone else or sharing some knowledge with someone else. Typically, these are employees because the employee is looking for an opportunity to increase their income. This is the quickest way to increase your income because you're in control.
Right.
What's your hourly rate?
240, I guess. I don't know.
240?
Let's say 300 to make it even.
No, what is it?
Let's say 300.
300.
I mean, nobody's ever they ask me to speak, and I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll come out and talk.
Okay.
Because I always feel like if somebody's paying you, you gotta have stuff together. Like you gotta have stuff together because they actually pay you, so they expect a certain thing. Versus, when you do it on your own, it's kind of like free flow, right? Yeah.
Okay. What was your last hourly wage?
I don't know.
When was the last time you were employed?
3 years ago. Has it been 3 years? It's about 3 years. 2016.
You don't remember how much you were making?
I was making a salary. $30?
Well, it's probably more than 30. If you was making over
$30.
70K.
$30. Let's say $30. Let's make it. Let's do it 3 and 3.
$30 only put you at like
Oh, okay. It was definitely more than 45. I don't know if Thomas
What was
is
your
making 30.
salary? What was your salary?
Yeah, it was about, yeah. It was, okay, let's say $40 an hour.
It's no concrete answer.
Summer.
Yeah.
$40. The last time you were making that was 3 years ago.
Yeah. What you mean I ain't gonna give you no concrete answer?
Because you're summer, so you don't know.
What you mean I ain't gonna give you no concrete answer, Thomas? Times 12. What do you mean I ain't gonna give you no concrete answer?
It's your summer. That's not what you do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is that accurate?
Sure.
So what happened in the
She said sure. See, that's what I'm talking about.
what happened in the last 3 years that allowed you to go from making $40 an hour to $300 an hour?
My skill set.
Be more specific.
Me. Because it's me. Oh, sorry.
Here we go.
No, I actually, I'm serious. No, my skill set is for like, in my demand. My skill set, my demand, my competition, my knowledge base. People pay for my knowledge. People pay for my knowledge back then too, but it's developed. Um, my worth, its value, what I bring to, and we're talking about strictly speaking engagements or just
No. So let me be more clear with you. An hourly rate is how much you charge per the hour. Like, say someone were to call you and was like, "Hey, can you consult with me for an hour?" How much would you charge them for an hour of your time?
an hour.
Yeah.
What are we consulting about?
It's your business. They want to learn about credit. How does credit work?
And I'm telling you, versus like, are you being a client, or you just want to know about the business?
An hour at a time.
An hour. I have to talk on the phone an hour to you. Do I have to?
Yes. To learn about your business.
Do I have to present you with material and things like that? It depends. Like that. Then if it does that, then
No, basics. Just the basics.
Oh, because I'm the tough person to talk to you an hour.
Like, we're gonna talk on the phone for an hour.
Oh, then we need to raise that rate. Then I didn't know that.
But it's you though.
We need to raise because I'm gonna talk to you an hour, like a whole hour on the phone.
Do you not talk with your team for it?
No,
Oh,
I try not to. And if I do, like, it's like one person. I think he was gonna commit suicide. I was on the phone. Only reason I was on the phone with him because I thought he was gonna commit suicide. But other than that, I didn't really. I mean, I'm starting to care because if I don't care, then I'll bring people who don't really care. So I had to care if he committed suicide because that'll be on my conscience. Like, I could have saved his life and I didn't. But no, I don't. It's quick and like, yeah, what do you need? How's your family? Everybody's good? All right, that's great. You got 6 kids, 7 on the way? Great. Everything okay? All right. Now, what about the business? That's how we segue into that. So it's like, I gotta talk to you an hour. No, we raising our rate.
So if a potential client comes to you and they want to talk to you for a 30-minute meeting,
Let's say 15.
$15.
15 minutes.
Oh.
I try to chop it off because you're not getting free out of me.
She said if they would pay, you would have charged them how much.
Oh.
30 minutes.
And they want to know about my business or they want to know how I can help them.
It's a consultation.
I don't charge for anything for consultation.
How long are your consultations?
15 to 20 minutes.
Okay. We're going to have to start the basics.
Let's go to your scenario. Let's go to scenario. We're going to raise that to about $400.
No, we're going with the facts. Not with the scenario to make you look good. We're going with the facts.
We are like $400 if you want to know about my business and things like that because somebody did.
You can charge somebody $400 to know about your business.
I'm going to say $300. To know about my business, okay. I'm going to do a free consultation.
Let's do the bare basics, all right? Let's go all the way back.
I didn't mean to be so complicated. Oh, you erased everything. There was some good stuff that we were working with.
We're going to get back to it, but we're going to go back to the square one.
Don't get frustrated.
I'm not getting frustrated. You can't make me frustrated.
Well.
What'd you say?
I broke out the mic.
You broke that mic? You changed the battery?
Yeah, just put the battery.
Okay. In the last calendar month, how much money did you generate?
I don't know.
Oh my jeez.
Look, some bills are paid, some bills were in. We just kind of manage what we got. Look, can we go? Why are we doing numbers, figures? Let's do something else. Do something else.
You run a business. It's all about the numbers.
It's not the numbers at the end of the day. Not every single day. Not every single month. I'm like, okay, which bills didn't get paid? Which one I can tell people? Which one I can pay now? Which one I can be like, we can finagle.
Don't you want to be ahead and have money in your emergency savings?
Always, yes. We're working towards that.
How much money do you need to generate every month to pay all your bills?
Oh, Jesus. How much did we say? Like 4,000 or something?
How do you know? You gotta know the exact numbers.
Oh, okay, hold on. My budget, my business budget, or my budget for personal?
Both.
Let's do personal first, and then we'll go to business.
Jesus, hold up. I just had it on PowerPoint. Not PowerPoint.
This is also a good. This is a good training for Danielle too.
Why are we doing budgets? Why are we doing all this?
We're talking about hourly rate versus hourly wage, but the only way to get exact numbers is to know what you're currently getting every month. That way you can examine how much you
Let's
need.
say 4,000. We're gonna say 4,000.
No, exact.
Oh, I don't.
Your bill company doesn't say you owe me about 3,000.
We always finagle. Like, hey, do you
Carla,
really?
hard facts. Hard facts.
I finagle. Like,
I believe you, but not right now. Thomas, you have anything you want to say?
I told you. She was gonna give you a straight
What?
I told you she was gonna give you a straight answer. Didn't I tell you that?
I agree. To help you out.
Why am I not gonna give a straight? Why do you say that?
Because this is you.
Go ahead.
You don't like to be constricted. You don't like to be confined.
That
you don't
is
like
true.
to be defined.
That is true.
So the moment somebody starts asking you stuff, you start being to the left.
I do.
Way
left.
I do.
Carla, what are your monthly personal expenses? Rent? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Hold up. We're gonna give you a number. Like 35, 7, 8.
Is that the total personal?
Yeah, personal.
That's all your expenses?
35, 7, 8. I said 35. I ain't say no 8 in front of that. Is that
That's
an 8?
a 5.
Oh.
That's a dollar sign.
Oh, I was like, ooh, Jesus, Woo, we need to go get a sugar daddy. Woo.
Chill out.
We met somebody from Dubai. I'm like, you gonna fly me over?
What are your monthly business expenses?
Oh, Jesus, that's another one. Now, we talk about with the office and all your
everything. With everything.
That's 400. Another 8. I think it's like 884. Hello. We want to say 9. Let's do 9. Because I like doing with firm numbers. I don't like to deal with, like, it's easy to add.
Okay, so do you want to just say 3,600?
No, we're going to say 4,000.
Oh.
And that's going to be 1,000.
Okay.
See, it's just easy to add.
All right. That's fine.
That's a quick way to get audited, too.
What? Oh, yeah, no. We're just doing this for this purposes. Oh, the audit purpose. Oh, we got pennies. We want 2.2 cents. Go ahead.
How much money did you make last calendar month?
Not that much. You want to say?
That's not an answer.
Just give a number. That's not to be an actual number.
Say,
just give a number.
2,000. Let's say 2,000. I think I made more than that. I don't know. Let's say 2,000. Because I sold some books. I was like, oh, look at them books. My ebooks popping up. Probably made more than that. But okay. We're going to say 2,000.
$2,000.
Uh-huh.
And you need to make $5,000 each month to cover all your expenses.
Yeah, that's about right.
So
some bills didn't get paid. Some, like, we got finagled to the end. We're going to say, yeah. We're going to say that, yeah.
What are your current streams of revenue through business?
Oh, I forgot the other business. So, of course, I got FES, and then I got my other credit business, and then I have books. But really, book sales, I need to push that out more. I need to do something else, too. I feel like I need to do something else. And then I had another stream.
How much money in FBS did you make last 30 days ago?
Man, you asking for a lot. Why
I'm trying to help you.
You should have been prepared. You should have told me before. We should have had this conversation before.
Oh, just estimate.
I don't know.
Of this
let's
2,000.
say all that 2,000. Oh, no. Because my credit, I probably had one customer, like 100. And then books, that's selling. I don't sell you books. So we'll just say FES. Let's just say all that came from FES.
All this
Why are you laughing, Thomas? It's not funny. Like, I didn't know I had to have all these figures and numbers.
You don't. So you just estimating anyway. So
Like,
personal streams of income, do you have any outside of your business?
what is that?
And disability payments, somebody that gives you money
Oh,
because
yeah, parents. Yeah, go ahead and throw that parent support in there.
How much is that?
That's about $3,000.
Jesus Christ. My parents don't even give me $30.
For real? Why?
They don't give me anything.
Why not? You know, shoot, they still pay for my sister. She a whole married family with 4 kids.
Yeah, nah, that's not me.
Well, we trying to. No, that's not all at once. That's like
For
okay.
the last 30 days.
It's not all at once. It's like not every day. Like, so I'm like, yeah, I need to cover this bill. They be like, how much is it? And then they give me the whole speech about the job thing, and then I ignore it. And then it's like, can you do it or not? And it's like, yeah. So it's like not all that talk. So, but probably like 20. Let's chop that number like 25.
So you got in the last 30 days, you got $2,500 from your parents.
Probably so. I mean, I gotta calculate everything. Probably more than that. They would say probably more than that. That's why my dad's willing to be on the show, because especially I told him I get 50 G's. He was like, oh yeah, when you gonna sign up? I'm like, look, you ain't telling my sister get out your pocket. And she a whole married family with 4 kids.
So in the last 30 days, you negative 500.
Yeah, that's probably right. Right? I think it's funny.
and because it's the way that you add, yeah, that's probably all right.
So in 30 days, you made $2,000.
Mm-hmm. I probably make more than that, but okay, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. Let's go
This is for training purposes only.
Okay. I feel like I wasn't short. Yeah, I was short because I didn't.
So you made $67 a day.
Oh, that's crap. Okay.
Divided by 8.
I think you gave blood for more than that. That sucks. Okay.
You can get blood once every couple of weeks.
Oh, I don't know. You can?
So
Can
you
get blood?
only
They pay
make.
for blood? Or is this only positive, like a certain? I mean,
You made $8.33 an hour compared to you saying you made $40 an hour 3 years ago. And you say you run a business and your hourly rate is $300.
Wow.
$300 that's not.
Okay, I don't like this. Where is this going? I don't like this because it's like I don't like this. I mean, I don't like to talk when Thomas do it. I don't like it because that means I'm not really working. I mean, I'm like kind of working, pseudo working.
Numbers don't lie. People
yeah,
do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like that.
What don't you like about it?
Because it looks like I haven't made that much progress.
You didn't make any progress. You regressed. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. So where did you get this number from?
I don't know. I just made it up.
But this is accurate. How many hours do you work a day? What time do you get up?
And the last couple of weeks.
What time did you get up today?
I got up about 7.
How many hours have you worked today?
Maybe 4.
Well, what did you do the rest of the day?
Oh, God.
It's 8 o'clock right now.
4 or 5.
You worked 4 hours today?
I don't like all this. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going?
Hey. What was your number for the day?
Let's say 5.
No, it's 4. You told me 4. But what did you do the rest of the day when it's 8 p.m. right now?
I was chilling. I was working out. I prayed. I talked to a couple clients. I do LinkedIn messages, so I don't count LinkedIn. Oh,
You gotta count. You have to count everything that you do that's going towards earning or generating income.
Okay, well
Just
then
because
that's
it's not
probably
generating you
6
any
more.
income today,
It's probably 6 hours.
it's going
Because I
it's
do
going
it
to
like
take at least 90
I
days
do
of
an
what you
hour
do
on
today
at
to
least
count.
an hour on LinkedIn, and then I email clients, and then I respond to clients via phone calls. I had a couple of
Calculate hourly rate versus
meetings and
hourly,
stuff like that.
wage.
Yeah. So you worked 6 hours today.
We're gonna say 6 hours. Yeah.
How much money did you make today?
I had agent in itself, so 340.
You made $340 today.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's me.
So you made 66 an hour today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 67. Which is close to what you typically do a day.
Mm-hmm.
But the main issue I'm trying to get across is this number.
Yeah.
You're making a minimum wage as a business owner.
Well, I'm not doing that every day though.
But that's the last 30 days.
Well, okay, sure.
So what's been your most highest performing month so far this year?
What's this month?
This month is April.
April.
Probably March. Last month.
That's 30 days ago.
Oh, wait, 30 days ago? Oh. Probably February, March is my highest performance.
Okay, let's just stick with this. So with that being said, there are 2 different ways you can go about it. Discover.
I don't like this at all.
What don't you like about
I like
it?
this because
We do this every night.
We literally talk about this every
We
night.
talk about this every night.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. You know that. Talk to me because you like. Oh, that's why you did that chart for me. Go ahead.
Don't feel bad.
Oh, I know.
No, I'm telling her don't feel bad.
What?
No, feel bad.
Feel very bad.
Feel bad. Because it's your performance.
Because it's not very performance driven. It's not me necessarily. Okay, that's what I did. I feel like I did more.
But this is what you told me. So the issue between you feeling like you did more and what you reported is that it's not accurate. You could have done more. But the only way you can prove it is if you have the numbers. So I'm not trying to beat you up or make you feel bad.
Oh, you're fine.
I want you to be on top of your numbers because that's what matters most.
Yeah, that's what I'm not on top of my numbers. Because numbers are like, we just said a general number. We just said general.
So what I'm trying to get across is you are not far from being financially free.
You said I'm not far?
You're not far from being financially free.
Or parent free?
Whatever you want to call it. The main issues I've noticed so far is lack of discipline, commitment.
Oh, well, I'm committed.
Oh, it's defensiveness. There you go. That's another one. And accuracy.
Maybe I should have came late today.
I took your place.
Huh?
I said I took your
You
place.
take my place?
Well,
Being
coming late.
Yeah, maybe I should have came late today. Okay, the commitment, I'm committed.
Yeah, but what was the first one I said?
Oh, discipline. Yeah,
You don't even listen.
I heard commitment. I'm like, I'm committed.
That was the last thing.
Oh, that was the last thing? I thought it was accuracy.
No, it was defensiveness.
Okay.
Oh,
I heard
I
accuracy.
didn't pay that.
I heard commitment. That was my.
That set you off.
Yeah,
What are you committed to though? That's the question. Are you committed to yourself, your success, your financial freedom, your
okay,
looks?
what training is this again?
We had to go back to square one.
Why are you doing this? Okay.
Do you not want to do it? Because I'm not gonna make you do something you don't want to do.
Sure.
Everything looks so different.
Oh, it's just how the room is set up.
Yeah, we know we would face this way.
Okay,
Right.
so why?
It's brighter.
All right. So we doing this and okay. Oh yeah, I'm committed. Okay, that's
What are you committed to?
I'm committed to my success, my freedom, my happiness, my needs.
When did you become committed to that?
I've been always committed all my life.
You don't even believe that.
No, I was recently committed to this business, probably the last year, 6 months. Last six-ish months.
6-ish months.
Yeah, right, Thomas?
let's nail it down. You're committed to working how many hours a day? Solid hours.
6 hours. 6 to 7 hours.
Let's be accurate. 6 or 7.
We say 7.
7 hours a day.
Yeah.
You're committed to generating how much money a day?
Okay, we don't going to get paid $8.30 an hour.
No. This doesn't matter right now. What are you committed to?
That means I won't go to sleep until I do this.
No, because the day is going to run out whether you like it or not. It's going to be a new day. So it's what are you committed to?
Reach my goal at least 2 sales a day. At least minimum 2 sales.
No. Dollar figure. How much money a day are you committed
to? 200? Let's say do $200. $200 to $300 a day.
No, accurate.
Oh man. Ish.
Come on, Carla.
2 sales. Let's say $200.
$200 per day.
That's on the low side, yeah.
You're gonna work 7 hours a day.
Hold on. Yeah, I have to
$200 a day.
Hold on. I have to calculate that.
You're gonna make $28.57 an hour.
Okay.
You're still less than what you were doing.
Oh man, so I gotta make more than what I'm doing.
But no, this is what you're committed to. I'm just letting you know in comparison. You're committed to making $200 a day because you got to start somewhere.
I got to be committed because that's $320. So I at least got to be committed to make at least, hey, that's $400 a day. If I'm even going to be, that's a lot.
But what can you, honestly attest to what you can do right now?
That's a lot. I mean, right now, literally, I can do probably 3 sales a day.
So
like
what's
if
that?
I really go hard at 7 days a week, 7 hours, for like at least 7 days a week, 5 days a week, I can do at least 3 sales minimum. Because I get that. I mean, like today, I just got like 4 referrals.
How much is that?
So that's like $400. 4 referrals is like 400. I usually close out all my referrals.
$400 per day.
Uh-huh.
How many days a week are you committed to working?
So I work 5 days and then Saturday. I work on Saturday. So
6 days
a week.
So $400 per day. You're making $57.14, which is an increase. An hour. $57.14 an hour. 400 times 6. $2,400 a week. You're committed to making $2,400 a week.
Yeah, that's okay.
Which will put you to how much money a month? In 4 weeks, $9,600. You're committed to making $9,600 a month, which would be more than enough to cover your expenses.
$124.80 a year. Okay, yeah. That's 4 sales a day. Oh, we did do this math a long time ago, didn't we? You know, Thomas.
Oh, you be cracking me up.
She ain't the only one that you ain't the only one she be cracking up.
Oh, that's right. This is why Thomas always break it down. Oh, you breaking down the numbers to me again.
Everything I taught John, I taught her.
Let's do you. Let's get up for me. What? Hold up. Per year? I got 124.
It's $9,600 per month times 12, right?
Hold up. What we said? We said 57. Oh, per week 24.
$2,400 per week times 4.
Per week?
Yeah.
Per week. Okay, that's 52.
400 times 6.
No, if you do 24 per week, and it's 52 weeks in a year, right?
I did it for.
Yeah,
I did it 4 weeks a month. So you're right. 2,400 times 52.
124.
800.
You did how many weeks? Oh, you did.
I did 4 weeks in a month.
That means you left out 3 months.
Oh.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Some weeks have, because some months
have 5 weeks
in
a
a
month.
month.
It would just be easier to do. I just put this
52 weeks.
Yeah. 124.
I was like, look, we doing hypothetical. Let's get to math.
I know you ain't talking about getting no math right.
You didn't tell me. I didn't tell it. You didn't know I needed these numbers. You didn't tell me I needed these
It doesn't
numbers.
matter if you need to know or not. It's your life.
But it it varies because then the numbers always go up and down.
And your expenses for a year, if you're looking at $5,000 a month times 12, it's at 60.
Mhm.
60,000.
That's a lot of expenses. Hold up, that's a lot. I need to cut something out.
That's what you told me.
I know, but that's a lot. I need to cut something out. Hold up, I'm making 60 a year. That's my Jesus. Hold up.
That's why it's good to know your hourly rate.
$64,800 profit.
That's it.
This is your life. You committed to this.
After everything is paid, that's what you net.
Yeah, that's a good number.
Okay.
Compared to what you were doing.
I guess because flipping a house, you can flip a house for that much.
Yeah, but how long would it take you to flip the house?
A couple months.
Yeah, and then you get paid last.
But this is what you have to focus on right here. You get a reset every day, 24 hours. You commit to 7 out of 24 hours.
I mean,
Now,
lower that to 7 hours a day, and then like still increase that.
you can do that, but now no. We're gonna get through this because I'm gonna show you something.
This is not being recorded.
Yes, it is.
Oh, great.
7 hours a day. That's not even 30% of your day that you're gonna spend working. So what are you doing?
You know, you're gonna tell me you're gonna tell me what I'm doing for my day. Okay, did you include sleep in there?
You tell me. Let's actually do that. Come on. Anything? Anybody want to add anything? Say anything?
Nah, man, you got it.
Yeah, because Thomas will be hurt. This is what y'all talking about. Our conversations are so different. Okay, it's 17 hours. Why are you kids laughing so?
You said our conversations are so different.
So
Yes,
different.
they are.
So 7 hours. I said about 6 hours. Oh,
You said 7 hours working a day.
so 24 hours. My 7 to 17. I said about 6 to 7 hours sleeping.
7 hours sleeping.
That's 10 hours. Then I work out because I just got a compliment on my body. This girl, I think because she was fat, she was like, "Oh, you got a nice body. Like, you got a nice body." I said, she said, "You have a nice body." What? Okay.
Come on,
That
Carter.
means I don't have a
You got
stomach.
10
Okay.
hours left. What are you doing?
I don't know. Like, okay, let's say pray for like 30, pray meditation. We use that for an hour. I got to shower. That's another hour. That's my boardroom meeting.
Your water bill must be high as hell.
You said what?
Your water bill must be high as hell.
Not really, actually. Because I do a lot. I have if I need it, I should have a whiteboard.
What else?
Let's see, prayer, meditation.
You got 8 hours. You got to eat?
Sure.
3 hours?
She said sure.
I won't say that.
5 hours.
I don't know what most people do. Like talk on the phone.
It's not about most people.
We talking about you.
Talking about you.
All this is include like social media stuff, training stuff.
I thought you said that was in your 7 hours. That's work, right?
Probably like 2 hours. Either social media stuff is not 1 hour. Like LinkedIn is literally like.
But is that work that's in here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you still got, what do you have? 5 hours?
So basically, you're working more than 7 hours a day, basically.
Yeah, because I split it up. I don't really.
So you're basically working 10 hours a day.
Oh, let me pull up my calendar. Let's see.
She's working 10 hours a day.
Okay, but we have to go through all this again. We're not going to do that. But what
Okay,
you're committed
let's say
to.
social time for 5 hours. We want to put something.
5 hours social time. Jesus Christ.
That is a lot of social life.
That's a
5
lot.
hours every day. I mean, like, talking on the phone, family, then driving places. You gotta calculate that time. Yeah, driving. So if you're driving, you listen to podcasts. That's what I said. Meditation, another hour. But like,
You meditate while you're driving. That is dangerous.
Well, I have these things. Well, let's say audio learning enrichment. Like learning is about an hour.
So is it taken out of this?
Yeah, take out that. So I'm doing like at least do an hour because I'm driving somewhere. Self-improvement, personal improvement, personal development.
So what is this for?
Yep.
And that includes travel time? So just say travel and social?
Travel and social, yeah. That is a lot. I feel like don't talk to that many people. I feel like I work more than that.
That's why I said 10 hours.
Well, we can just type this in here. It's travel and social. That's what you say.
Yeah, sure.
Four divided by 24. What is that? 5? It's like 16. My math might be a little bit off, but basically these are rough percentages. So if you look at this, the majority of your day, or a good portion of your day, is going toward work, but
It's sleeping.
yeah, and sleeping. But like actual revenue generating activities is this amount of time, which is good, but you still want to make sure you're consistent. So it's a combination of being committed and consistent, which is why you put everything into your calendar and you set a routine. So what I hoped you would get out of this, because we're not going to get to hourly rate and hourly wage because you don't have hard numbers, and we have to get this down first.
You know your hard numbers, like you know that in your head. You walk around with that in your
Yes,
head.
I actually have it written down. You can look at it.
I know. You walk around.
No.
Oh, you're an accountant. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not bad. That's not. Yeah, I'm not.
You write this down every single day.
No, that's my goal. Like, I make $1,000 a day.
Doing what?
I own a company. I own 3 companies.
I know you do. I mean, like you break down like you broke down.
Oh gosh.
I work.
She teaches this too.
I've taught this to like at least 100 students at Virginia Tech, like individual, one-on-one.
Oh, did they get it or?
Some of them. My goal is not for them to get it. I can't control what they do. I just make sure the quality of the work I do is good. Yeah.
Okay. You want to pass this around or?
You can if you want to.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I need to be on a computer. Yeah, she probably is. I need her on a computer.
So, what I hope you get out of this is for the next week, see if you actually commit to these 3 things right here.
Oh, yeah.
Everything else will be a product of your commitment to this. Just take a picture of this.
The next what? The next what?
Week.
Oh,
Can you commit to making $400 a day?
$400 a day? That's a lot.
That's not a lot when your expenses are all the way up here.
I know, but we always like count for expenses. What is it on my screen?
I know they say it's better. I lose the paper.
Right. That's why I have it on phone. Like I have it written on the phone. I need it on something.
Anybody have any questions? Anything?
Yeah, I have questions. Like, I mean, does that mean I need to generate more money? I mean, that was last month, so I sold a book today.
It's not focusing on the money. It's focusing on commitment. Focus on your commitment.
Commitment to what? My businesses or just like
these 3 things: 7 hours a day, generate $400 a day,
so I have to
6
work
days a
7
week.
days, like physically work 7 hours a day.
Yeah, what you gonna do?
So
do
once
it.
I make $400, then I'll quit.
That's you. I don't know how anything to do with that. But this is what you have to commit to get the money.
I commit to it every day, making $400 a day.
$400 a day.
Even though my calendar is going to be screwed, like 2 days of those weeks I may not be working.
That's when you generate passive income, which is another conversation. So you can make money while you're sleeping, and you may wake up, you already made $600 without even touching your computer.
Okay. So that means I need to generate my book to sales in order to make that 600 and so sales online. Okay. What's your book? It's an ebook, a business loan. I didn't write it. Somebody else wrote it. So I know, and I'm turning it out. Yeah.
But all you have to do is focus on these 3 things. That's it.
$100 per day.
Stop Well, don't even look at if that's too much.
You said you
Just
just
focus.
got 4 referrals.
I know.
Right, and you say you close all your referrals, so why you
Yes.
complaining?
That
should take you. That shouldn't even.
Hey,
that
it
should
does.
take you
It
an
does.
hour.
It really, yeah. It doesn't.
Before?
Yeah, it doesn't even take me an hour. Usually, if I train the loan officers well, the person usually like, oh, I just want to know if you're real. Okay, they already told me the cost. I just want to know the website and things like that. That's usually how our conversation goes.
Okay, so any more questions?
We can erase all that.
Let's leave it up.
Right. That's too much because it seems like I have social time. I don't think I have that much social time.
You're focusing on the numbers. You're just focus on the commitment. The commitment will surpass. You'll surpass your numbers if you commit to it.
Really?
Because the one constant thing among all this is time.
Right.
You get a fresh 24 every day.
Every day.
The money's gonna come if you put in the time. If you put in the work, the money's gonna come. If you start focusing on the numbers, you're gonna get distracted. Because you'll be like, dang, I could have made such and such. No. Did you put in your work? Your work will speak for itself.
But if you put in the work and then you don't make their numbers, then what?
You keep going. Like, have I made $1,000 every day since I said I would start? No. But will I? Before the end of this quarter? Yes.
End of this quarter?
End of this quarter. Before the end of this quarter, I'll be making $1,000 a day.
And how are you going to do that? Like, how?
You just have my notebook.
Oh, I mean.
She didn't look that
I glanced at it.
You can read it. I don't care.
I glanced at it. I didn't.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I have 6 streams of income through my first company. And
Those for the degrees.
3 of them are passive.
Okay, right here.
And the active ones are like, I can make $10,000 in 2
off of YouTube?
I will be very soon.
Okay.
I just started.
Okay, good. Everybody say, wow, I didn't know you were on YouTube. Okay. The courses. Oh, you have courses? What courses?
I'm opening my online academy in May.
Oh, this is up. Okay, and books. You already wrote your book, right? Your ebook.
I wrote it like 2 ebooks. I edited an ebook. Getting ready to drop my first physical book.
Okay. And then speaking engagements, you're already doing that now. What's H? One-on-one. Oh, okay. And events. Don't you make more money on events than you do one-on-one?
No, I could do a one-on-one and make $200 in an hour. But an event is like, sometimes they let me sell products, sometimes they don't. So I just put a low number, like $300 an event. So it's like, that's one course. I go to an event. That's my highest course. That's one sale.
Okay. Okay. But that's just your first company that you're doing.
That's just the first company.
So what's your second company?
Danielle Jeffers Enterprises.
Mm-hmm.
It's my personal brand. So I have a YouTube channel for that. So I'll start generating money from that. But I'm not focusing on those companies right now. Just focusing on Dough for Degrees. And once Dough for Degrees is scaled and it runs itself, then I can focus on the next company and the next company.
Okay. Well, that's what I should do probably. Focus on.
No, just focus on this.
I would sound like Thomas.
Focus on this.
Thomas Jr. Thomas Jr. number 2.
Anyone else have any questions? Would you like me to do one with you?
What? Yeah, sure. She knows her numbers.
I do not.
You don't know your numbers
No,
at all? I know my
no.
numbers.
I'm now. Can I pull?
Look, I know my status. I know I'm HIV negative. That's what I know. Let's put this part out.
You're not much to make that hour.
Okay, yeah, this is helpful. So, okay, yeah, commit $400 per day next week.
Commit to the hours, the money, and the days a week.
Hold on. You said so. Don't commit to so.
Don't focus on the numbers. Focus on the time. You're talking about solid hours, no distractions.
Yeah, that's what
7
I
hours.
get distracted easily.
7 hours period. Like this. Can I break them up? Like
Yeah, whatever you need to do, but 7 solid hours.
A working hours.
Working out. Not, I'm going to send this email, and then I'm going to be on social media for 30 minutes. That's not a solid hour. That email took you 5 minutes. So you work 5 minutes.
No, the email took me 5 minutes, but I'm on social media because that's how I generate clients. And like, for instance, LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn a lot because I'm generating business. I'm responding to emails, things like that. That's hours for me.
That's fine. I should have put more context in that, because when I said social media, I just meant like mindless scrolling.
Yeah. So I don't do that. Well, I tried it because I was like, I have whatever the new thing came out, and I was like, wow, I'm on social media too much. But I'm like, but they don't account for me being on LinkedIn.
Right.
I'm on Facebook, but I usually just post if I post or respond back to messages. So it's not Facebook and Instagram is like mostly me posting somewhere in there like 10, 15 minutes. I'm mostly on LinkedIn. So
That's cool.
I can spend LinkedIn in about an hour on LinkedIn.
That's fine. Just 7 solid hours. That's it.
Just period.
Just
Not
7 solid hours.
not-
It's like you go to school. You're in school for what? 7 hours?
I don't know. You know,
Well, whatever. You in school 7 hours. 7 solid hours.
Okay.
Just 7 solid hours of work.
And don't work. Focus on money.
Don't focus on the money. The money will come. Just once you get in the zone and you get a momentum, you will start cranking out work left and right, and that money's gonna start coming left and right.
Okay, you say so.
It depends on the quality of your work, like consistency in your report, like. But
you say all that. No, I usually do
7 hours a day, 6 days a week.
pretty much go through my lead.
Whatever you want to do, just 7 hours.
That's all I got to say. You got anything else, Thomas, you want to add?
No.
Any feedback, Tom?
You did phenomenal. You maintain your composure. Carla has been known to frustrate the paint off walls.
That is not true. I do not frustrate people. Like, if I ever frustrate you, please let me know.
Be honest.
She's known when she's frustrated me. I let her know.
No, he'd be like, Carla, you just don't get it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay, somebody can go next. Okay, thanks. That was a great learning lesson. So it just worked.
Did you take a picture of it?
I did.
Thanks, Danielle.
You're welcome.
But this is how you determine your hourly rate and your.
So we didn't go to my hourly rate. I guess
You can't charge $300 when you make it $8.33 an hour.
Why not?
You could. I can't tell you what to do, but the quality of your work,
Why?
or the quantity of your work.
Why? You don't know the quality. You know, you pay me for my knowledge, and not.
You cut me off. You ain't let me finish.
Oh, my bad. You paused. So I'm like, oh, you paused. So like, I thought you were finished.
The quality of your work and quantity of your work. It could be worth $300. I believe in you. I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you saying you charge $300 an hour and you make $8.33 an hour is a distance.
I don't like the 8:33. It was like I'm gonna work at McDonald's or something.
Might as well.
No. Like beef. My skin would break. Are you serious?
Yeah, your skin not breaking out from looking at it.
My skin not breaking. I mean, like, okay, I'm done.
That's how you determine your hourly rate.
Okay.
And your hourly rate or your wage. Also, too, if you're dealing with something if you're like Danielle was saying, if you're doing consulting work, your hourly rate is going to be different. If you're doing consulting and it's a presentation, then your hourly rate should be higher than your hourly wage, so you can make a profit on top of that.
Okay.
Because it's your time. Your time is what you're getting paid for, but your intellectual capital is what's earning you that hourly rate. So if you're just talking, that's one thing. But if you're doing a presentation, that's something different. It's an addition. So now you're looking at your hourly rate plus your hourly wage, because now you're actually doing work. Sharing information with someone is not really that puts you in a consultative state. Doing a presentation and teaching puts you at you're basically a contractor now. Does that make sense? Because now you got to put materials together. You're presenting something. You're not just talking. Okay. Anybody got any questions? No. So, everybody know what the hourly rate is now?
I don't, but that was late.
I mean,
we can do yours.
She really wanted to do mine.
No, you can. Because she made me remember all these numbers. Like, I don't remember these numbers.
These are numbers that you're supposed to know like the back of your hand.
Why? Who said so?
Did you say why?
I mean, it's in your thing. It pops up every month. You don't have to remember. It pops up every month. I mean, it's in my budget. I have a okay. Let me retry. I have a spreadsheet. I do truly have a spreadsheet.
Do you look at your spreadsheet every
I
day?
no.
Okay.
I look at it once a week.
You sure?
Yeah, I look at it once a week
How you gonna look at something once a week and don't remember what your numbers are?
because I don't remember. Because I'm like, oh,
Okay, so that tells me that you need to look at it every day instead of once a week.
because I'm like, Jesus, please, just Jesus, help me. Jesus, help me. Like I won't go back to work, Jesus. I'm just telling you, this conversation we have. Like Jesus, just touch his computer screen. Please touch a degree that this will be.
Oh wow.
Because I don't want to go back to work. You know, I can't be dealing with people and bosses.
Oh
I just
wow.
can't. Amen. So that's why.
So how much grace you think he's gonna
he
give
gives me a
you
lot of grace.
before you
He
have
gives,
to deal with karma?
what do you mean karma?
Karma.
I've been doing good to people.
No, 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 no,
I haven't
no,
cursed
no,
nobody
no.
out. I haven't
You,
done
you,
anything.
you do know what grace is, right?
Yes, grace is forever present, forevermore. He gives you grace. He lets you slide. I suppose.
No,
That's
grace
not
is
what
not
grace
sliding.
is.
He lets you
Grace is
slide.
not
He's like,
sliding.
I see you doing that bad stuff over there, but I'm gonna let you
No,
slide because I still love you. You still my child of God. You still my daughter. You still the apple of my eye.
That's
I see
mercy.
you. Right.
Grace is the unearned,
Unmerited faith. Unmerited faith.
unearned,
Favor.
undeserved
Favor.
kindness and favor of God.
Oh, he give me that every day too. But he say, I see.
Okay, so when you gonna start earning? Because right now your account is in the negative.
Why is my account in the negative?
Yeah, you say you got bills you ain't paid. That big that.
Oh, but I mean, like when I say that, I'd be like, "Hey, mom, dad, yeah, I need to borrow something." You're like, "What is it now?" Then if we have the whole job conversation, then it's like,
Would you like to do yours?
I do better next month.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
'Cause that's like honest. That's like brutal. Like you put your like those fat girls. You're like, I'm not fat. Then you put them in the mirror, like, oh man, I didn't lost. I didn't gain like 7 pounds.
As long as you're living on mercy, you're a consumer. It means you have no control. You're not taking control, and you're waiting for something outside of yourself to help you.
Jesus.
Jesus is not going to do your work.
No, he's not going to do my work, but he gave me the ability.
Neither a lender nor a borrower be.
I'm not born if it's a family. We family.
That is. Carla.
We family. We all borrow from each other. We all give to each other. Go ahead. I'm listening to the lender and the borrower.
No, as long as you living off of grace, you are a consumer. You need to produce so much to where consuming has a minimal impact on your life.
Okay.
That's just the basics, and that's what your net worth is. What you produce versus what you consume.
That means I need to be talking to myself instead of talking to somebody like that is sorry. I might be sorry too. But
it has nothing to do with that. You need to commit. You committed to praying and talking to God every day.
Every day.
But you got to commit to the free will He gave you to take advantage of.
I am committed to free will, and then I'm taking advantage of it. How am I not? I guess because my hourly rate shows it.
She taking advantage of grace, which is free.
All the time, grace and mercy. He said, "I'm gonna give it to you all the days of your life."
You ain't serious.
Yeah, I am serious. If I wasn't being serious, I would go back and get a job for real. Because I mean, this lifestyle is rough. It's rough out here in the street.
So what we could do for you, without you giving your personal information, because Carla didn't give hers. Because once we started asking her questions, she was like, "Yeah, that sounds good."
I mean, yeah, because I didn't have time. I wasn't prepared. If I was prepared, I don't look at this. No, I don't look at every day. I don't look at even when I had a job. I couldn't tell you my numbers off top because I was like, I have some money in savings. I have money in savings. I have this. I have that. So I'm good.
How much would you like to generate per month?
What do you like as a? What do you mean? Like
how much income would you like to generate per month in your business to replace your
Oh,
current
okay.
income?
All right. So it's a lot.
Okay.
But it needs like $10,000.
Okay. 10K. 10K per month. That's 120K per year.
That's a start. I mean,
Yeah, that's a start.
because that's not gonna sustain you. That's just gonna allow
It's
you.
going to allow you to not have to work a full time job.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that's basically 2,500 a week. It's 2,500 per week, roughly. Okay. Divided by 6 days. If you're working 6 days a week
That's
in your business,
probably should do 5. Saturdays are hit or miss.
they hit or miss.
Yeah.
So that's what?
Five.
That's 500. 500 per day. That's what you need to be generating. Watch your eyes get so big.
No, because I know, and that's not what I'm doing right now. So
Okay, we're not talking
that's
about what
what
you're
I'm
not
saying.
doing. We're talking about what you're going to be focused on
Okay.
committing to doing.
All right.
That's 5 sales per day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, I could do.
You had your turn.
No, I'm just thinking like I just know like this is what we did before. Okay.
Yes, we've done this numerous times. Numerous times.
It's recording.
Numerous times. Plenty. There's a plethora of time that we've done this. So you're looking at 5 sales a day. Now, because your situation is such that you have a full time position, you need help, right?
Yes.
How much can you budget to pay somebody to answer your phone calls and schedule your appointments? Let's just say if you were paying about $5 an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I get you somebody for $5 an hour, and let's just say 6 hours a day, that's 30 hours. No, yeah, times 5. That's $150 per week, right? That means you'd have to make, instead of 5 sales a day, you'd have to make 7 sales a day. You see where that 7 from? Because to pay this person,
Mm-hmm.
you'd have to cover it with your sales, right?
Right.
So being at sales, a sale is $100. You need to make 2 sales
Right.
to cover this one person, right?
Yeah, but that's you said 150 per week.
Per week, yeah.
It's $200. It's 2 sales.
Well, yeah,
Per day.
basically yes, 2 sales, two extra sales a week. Yeah, sorry, I got off track. So basically, you making literally 1.5, 6.5 sales a day. Basically, 5.5 sales.
Yeah.
So you're basically making
So just say 6.
6 sales. 6 sales a day to not only pay that person, but to pay you 500 per 500 per day.
Right.
So the question is, can you at least budget $150 a week to pay that person?
If I'm gonna make the money, yeah. I could squeeze it.
And the reason why I say that is because to make a profit, you really only need 3 sales to make a profit. Well, actually, to make a profit, you only need 2 sales.
Right.
That's 2 sales a week
Right. Okay.
to not only pay them, but to put $50 in your pocket.
Right. Okay. But that doesn't.
It may not feel nice, but I'm trying to give you a perspective to look from instead of trying to be like, okay, I got to make this money right now. So basically, if you made 1 sale a week, you would be able to. If you made 2 sales a week, you'd be able to cover the cost of that person. So that means you would basically be going home. You could have to go home for the first week, of course, unless you've already got a sale or 2 sales. But then the next week, all you would need is 1 sale for that week just to pay for them.
Right.
I mean, 2 sales a week just to pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
And as they got better, what do you think is going to happen with your sales?
It's gonna go up.
It's going to go up. So now they're not only paying for themselves, they're paying you. And the reason why that's important is because majority of the people call when you're at work, correct?
Right.
So you're
So
missing calls.
Well, actually, I mean, right now I'm not, but
But you understand the point.
I do.
Right. So is that something that you would be able to look at doing, even if it's not 6 hours a day? Maybe it's 12 hours a week, and you just pick your 2 busiest days.
So okay, so as far as where I am right now, the leads are not to the level where I need somebody to be answering, making calls, and making appointments.
Where you getting your leads from?
That's the problem. So for the most part, right now, it's uh, I'm mainly on Facebook and Instagram. So I just
But you live in Loudoun County.
I know that. So I'm on LinkedIn, but so okay, let me
See what had happened was go.
no, because no, I have a I guess you could call it a fake Facebook account.
Okay.
So all them people I ain't never seen a day in my life, and I probably am not going to.
Okay.
So on my personal Facebook page, that's just Facebook. I'm not doing nothing on
How
there.
many realtors and mortgage lenders do you personally know in Loudoun? Personally, that know you? One.
I think she's
Right. Do you know actually how many realtors and mortgage lenders there are in Loudoun County?
a lot. We had this discussion. It's a lot.
Yeah. So if you create, do you have a LinkedIn page that's already connected to your job?
Yes.
Okay. So you would.
So I created another one.
Okay.
So I've been adding people in there.
Okay.
So
What do you put as far as what problem you solve?
so that's uh 'cause I think I stole some information from Carla's page. And
Yeah, because she
then
ain't using no.
That's not true. That's not
I'm
true.
joking. Stop being so
I use
sensitive.
I use that almost every day. That's where I get a lot of my leads still from.
so what okay, so
And they
this is
be calling
exactly
me.
what it
You can call me,
says.
okay?
So it says provide solutions to lenders, realtors, and insurance agents. This includes helping mortgage, real estate, insurance professionals increase revenues by helping their clients improve their credit scores. And then I think this is what I stole from over $1 million derogatory acts removed since 2004. This is by providing exemplary credit restoration and counseling. Too much.
You can tell by my face that's too much, right?
You said all that in this summary?
No. Yeah.
What problem do you solve? I didn't ask you what you did. I asked you what problem do you solve.
Alright, you're a security guard. I don't think I'm sorry, that was just random.
I don't know.
Even though you're cute.
I'm not good at that part. That's why I stole
Okay.
what I had.
What problems do mortgage lenders have? You already know.
Getting qualified buyers.
Yes. Getting qualified buyers.
That's the problem that you solve.
Okay. So how do I say that succinctly?
I help mortgage lenders get qualified buyers.
Okay.
Or I help mortgage lenders turn their non-qualified buyers into qualified buyers. Thus creating a win-win situation.
I put that in the summary because you know how it has the one.
You want it to be in your page. You want it to be on your on the main page, as far as what you do. So when they see your name, what you do should be there instead of your title. If you ever, have you ever looked at mine?
You know, I don't think I have.
TMH Global.
Hold on, what you say? What you do is what?
You don't put what your title is. You put what problem you solve. People don't care about what your title
I
is.
did put a title. What your name is, or where?
Did you've looked at mine before, right? Most people don't even pay attention. And what does mine say?
We help mortgage lenders and realtors increase their bottom line by 25% and turn their pipeline into a gold mine.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds good.
You out. Yeah, I see yours. Okay. So I need to eliminate my title.
Yeah, because they don't care about your title. They want to know what problem you solve.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're in Loudoun County, the most pretentious county on the planet, the last thing they're going to want to do is talk about credit because everybody's credit is good.
Right, that's why I don't talk. I mean, well, that's why I don't talk to nobody about that.
You could talk to them about having. What was it that I said?
Oh, I think you related to me.
Say what?
I think this person related to me. They're trying to talk to me.
I know. Right?
Wow.
That's related to me because he looked like somebody. He looked like one of my cousins, like real life. I think he's related to you. But anyway, so he's a mechanic and a security guard. You know, I'm security.
I am.
You were out. You said that, and you said you love your job. Oh yeah, you out.
Okay, like I was saying before this station identification break.
You related to me. I think I remember my second, third, fourth cousin.
Try again.
For what you do in the area that you live in, you would more likely be talking about your digital financial team. Because in Loudoun, it's all about status.
Right. Yeah.
So how do you promote status when you talk to people in Loudoun County? Wealthy people have a certain lingo that they speak, right? Say, for instance, you see somebody with a nice vehicle. It's a Bentley. You don't ask them, well, how'd you pay for that? You ask them, what vehicle did you use to make the payments on that car? Or what financial instrument did you use to afford you that vehicle? Or if they say my family went on vacation, what financial instrument did you use to take your family on vacation? Because at the end of the day, wealthy people have a financial team. They have a team of lawyers. They have a team of accountants. They have a financial team. So if you're going to be promoting that you are in Loudoun County, then obviously the assumption is you have a financial team. Someone's going to walk you through putting your finances together so your family can go on those vacations. that you can actually afford that Bentley that you have, that you can have that second house or put your child through med school. It's a financial instrument. It's a financial instrument that's used. And when you talk to them like that, you're basically giving them credibility they have not earned. The moment you start talking to people about credit, you're basically saying that, yeah, you've been irresponsible your whole life. That's why credit repair doesn't work in this area. It's not going to work in this area. Everybody has good credit in this area.
Not at all. Even if they have bankruptcy, they have good credit. And it's 600. How you in the high sixes?
People spend. I know some people that have spent $1,300 a month on a car note.
I was like, y'all gonna take this car.
My point is that's normal. There are people with Range Rovers in the parking lot of an apartment.
Yeah, that's normal.
But that's normal. So everybody has good credit in this area.
No, not necessarily. It's because you got a Range Rover.
You don't see me shaking my head.
Oh.
All right, so basically, I need to
help them promote the facade that they are financially literate.
That is true because that banker that I just partnered with in how was she? She's right outside of not Loudon, named Ashburn.
Oh, that's Loudon.
Okay, yeah, she's a SunTrust mortgage broker, and so I just partnered with her. And somehow SunTrust they don't have people who do credit, so I'm like getting all the SunTrust.
Oh.
Why would they have people that do credit in Loudon?
I mean, no, that's all. I partnered with somebody in North Carolina that's SunTrust.
Okay, Carla, listen to the question and watch my face.
Because Loudon County
it's the wealthiest county.
It's the wealthiest county in the United States.
Okay.
Oh no. So if you're the wealthiest county in the United States, everybody has good credit. So why would you sell a product that doesn't promote what the statistics say?
Right, you'll have a financial team. I need to sell more. This is a financial team, and this is a benefit to your client because they need a financial aspect instead of actually selling towards credit repair. So that's how I need to go. I mean, she was already done.
Because at the end of the day, the question that you can ask, and we was actually going to develop. I had developed a whole campaign around it, so we was going to do a presentation, but there was no need to. At the end of the day.
Why? What presentation?
The whole process was going to be, are you unintentionally financially illiterate? There was no need because I went another direction, talking to mortgages and realtors.
Oh, that was if you were going to be.
If you're going to be targeting people,
Gotcha.
I'm not targeting people. I'm targeting businesses. But if you're targeting people, you need to be able to have a conversation with somebody and go, let me ask you a question. You got a lot of friends in this area, don't you? And they go, yeah. How many of them do you think are unintentionally financially illiterate? And just be quiet.
That's when you're talking to people like on Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah, not just Facebook, just out and about. You got to realize, depending on where you go, your lingo is going to be different. You say that to somebody in Georgia, they're going to look at you like, what?
Yeah.
You got to know where you're located. You got to know what you're on. Unless you're talking to the owner of the Falcons, I don't care. I don't care what part of Georgia you in. Unless you're talking to the owner of one of those teams, I don't care what part of Georgia you in.
I mean, yes, he hires a lot of smart people.
That's my whole point. It doesn't matter where you are. Just because somebody can afford a Bentley, don't mean they know how they purchase it. Because you can go to one of the wealthiest counties in Georgia and ask them what financial instrument did they use to purchase that Bentley. They'll say credit, or I got a loan. Yeah. Those vehicles are basically handmade. You don't want to buy no used one.
Where you been? How's the job? How's everything?
So my point is, if you're going to be targeting individuals, you need to be speaking from a financial instrument. or a digital financial team. So that's Loudoun County, Fairfax County, parts of Lorton, which is Fairfax County, Arlington, Alexandria, Tysons.
That's all the areas I target.
If you're gonna be talking, if you're gonna be talking to people, that's a lingo you need to be speaking.
Right. Well, I need to be talking to some people, to some to mortgage brokers and else people.
Copy my LinkedIn.
You still got a lot of people reaching out to you.
Yeah, I still get live. I got like 100 people in the queue want me to reach back out to them.
What?
Probably not.
They like sent you a message and says,
I like to have coffee. We need to connect. Yeah, whatever.
These are mortgage people you reach out to, or people?
Mortgage lenders, realtors.
Okay, maybe I need to copy your.
You have 12,000 people that you have yet to call, Carla.
12,000.
So maybe you need to copy what he's doing.
How do you get some more people?
Excuse you?
Say what?
I've deleted some people.
How many?
I don't know. I deleted some people.
Is it 2,000? Is it 3,000?
They joined other. A couple people say they joined their cousin's team.
That's not what I asked. What I asked is, out of the calls that you've been making from that list, how many of them have you deleted from that list? Is it 100? Is it 200? Is it 300?
Probably less than 50.
It's less than 50. Out of 12,000 names, you deleted 50 names. Okay. Are they at least in your drip campaign? All right.
Drip.
That's the 7 hours I'm being committed to my drip campaign. I haven't.
If it were up to me and I had total control of everything that you did in your business, you wouldn't do nothing else until you made those phone calls.
You had to second them.
Right, you got so much money on the table. You probably left $1 million on there. You got 12,000 leads who came to you.
Yeah.
And most of them, they're not people. They're not people looking for credit. They're mortgage lenders. They're professionals that have people that they need to get credit worthy.
I'm about to go to Carla page.
She wouldn't miss them. The sad part about it is you can steal about a good 3,000.
Somebody already took a realtor from me that was giving me leads. I'm like, man.
You could take like 3,000 of her people and she wouldn't even miss it.
Did you let them take them?
I was sick, like in between us. I was sick for like 2 months, and then I was sick for 2 months, and then like I tried to respond back to him. I couldn't really talk to people.
Just watch this. During the time that you were sick, did your income increase or decrease?
Increase.
What was that?
Increase.
Now, why do you think it increased?
Because the work I did before.
Not only that big, but you couldn't be distracted.
Like all my energy, I focused on that. I couldn't focus on anything else.
Come on, Carl. You could be a millionaire, right?
I will be. I am going to be a millionaire.
So change your LinkedIn, and what you'll start doing is you'll start getting realtors and mortgages responding to you.
Oh, so my summary
A lot shorter. I would take out anything dealing with credit.
I don't even think mine's good.
Nothing with credit in it. Not Northern Virginia. If it's got credit in it, get rid of it. Now, if you was in between Stafford and Richmond, yeah. Anything north of Stafford, you don't put credit. Because you're trying to brand yourself in an area that has 6 of the wealthiest counties in it. What business do people have having bad credit?
I have credit advisor in my thing. I can't say financial advisor. I have senior strategic credit advisor.
That's fine. I mean, why are you messing with yours?
To get more people.
You don't need more people.
More mortgage brokers.
You don't need Carla.
I never met him. I think Morris. I think I miss his other Morris. He's been trying to talk to me, and I've been trying to talk to him. We just keep missing each other. So he's like, "Carl, I got a lot of people for you." I was like, "Oh,
I
that's
ain't gonna
great."
do it.
Oh,
His name is Richard. I got a lot of these white people, like a lot of white men and white women. That's what I try. White men and white women.
that's good.
The black people, like, I gotta chase them.
Why are you chasing them?
I don't chase them no more.
No more. I love what I do.
You know what? I'm getting your nerves.
Well, Carl, if I can make a suggestion, the next time, you don't have time to make some of those phone calls, just send me the list that you can't talk to, and we split them 50-50.
I always tell people. I send it to Ben.
Who?
Ben.
Vince ain't got time to do it either.
He don't. He's busy. I mean, he's done because he's got a manager position. Ever since he got a manager position, we've seen him.
Oh, and that's another thing. And this is not a knock for people that have done this, because I did it by accident. If you're in the process of working a full-time job, the last thing you want to do is get a promotion. If you have a business, that's the last thing you want to do.
I'm not getting fired if I don't do some work.
You don't want to say that either, though.
I'm good. They really saw what I
Because
did
that could
all
happen
day.
sooner than later.
And that's something I would say.
I don't know what to say to that.
Hey, I always come with you and you.
Wow. Okay, so because at the end of the day, the more income you earn at a position, they're going to heap at least 4 times more responsibility on you than what you originally have for that income, which basically means now you have less time to run your business, unless you have an assistant that can take on that burden for you.
I need an assistant.
You need to call all those people in your list.
You gonna say anything different?
No,
What?
not until that list is gone.
Like gone to like less than 5,000.
Pardon me?
If it's less than 5,000,
Can we get it down to 8,000?
Okay.
How about 10,000? I'll settle for 11 and a half.
Did you say something else? You've been saying the same song.
That's because you haven't been doing what I've been saying.
I've called the people. I'm gonna reach out.
How many calls are you making on average, Carla?
That new call?
No.
Referral card.
I told you. The suggestion that we had ever since November.
60 new calls and 30 new.
60 new calls from the people that you have on that list. Not 60 new calls that contact you yesterday or the day before yesterday.
What about our referral partners? Those come first.
Yes. However, how many referral partners did you have reaching out to you?
That send me clients?
Yeah.
Right now, I have a good strong 6.
You have 6.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many clients are they sending you on average a week?
One is sending me like 2 a day.
2 a day.
At least 2 or 3 a day.
If you get 2 or 3 a day and you're closing most of them, that's $300 a day. So that means you're closer than your goal and what you thought.
Yeah.
So what's the problem?
Can't handle the income?
No, it's just that I don't like follow up, but I have to love follow up in order to get the money. Or if I hire an assistant that loves follow up. Why keep blinking? We already had this conversation. Yes, just keep going. Next person. I hope you edit this out, right?
I would stay away from Facebook. I would stay away from anything but LinkedIn.
Instagram.
Just do LinkedIn.
Because it's oversaturated right now. I feel it's oversaturated.
Of course it is.
What, Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook
and
Instagram.
And Snapchat. But not just Snapchat.
Do LinkedIn.
You said, yeah. People, I've had
most people in the county that you live in don't even know there's a such thing as credit repair.
I know none of the people I'm connected to are.
Yeah, of course not. Because most of the people in Loudoun County, their Facebook page is empty, and they have group pages. And then they have pages for their nonprofit organizations.
And if they have pages, it's for family. If they go on family, long distance relatives and stuff like that.
So yeah, you're dealing. You gotta know your market. You gotta know who you're targeting, who you're talking to. I mean, you could actually get a lot of referrals from Loudoun County without really trying, just by using your Facebook. I mean, your LinkedIn. Excuse me. Also, too, insurance agents that have a large book of business, a lot of them need wills, trusts, and power of attorneys for their clients.
Oh, they do. Oh, because I had an insurance.
Yeah, 12,000.
No. He reached out to me. Was it Felix or the other Kenneth? No, Felix. Felix is. And he sent a couple clients to me already. So we haven't talked yet. But
Of course not.
What you mean? I mean, we haven't chatted, but he sent me clients already.
Yeah, of course not.
All right.
I'm not surprised. I'm not saying you lying.
No, because I was like, let's chat, and he was like, yeah.
Now,
He's always busy.
Now, how long has he been on your list?
I don't know. He's been in my LinkedIn.
How long has he been on your list that you're supposed to be calling?
I don't know if he's on my list.
Oh, okay. So he's new. He brand spanking new.
No, it depends because
It depends.
From my LinkedIn page and my HubSpot. Remember, I just recently got that Hub Connect.
Yeah.
So people who are on there connected.
Brand new.
I just forgot somebody.
She been sitting in that chair since 6:30, and she didn't forget about 7 people.
No, I forgot about this because he's a loan officer.
She didn't forget about 7 people
He's
since 6:30.
He's the manager of a loan office.
And if she was closing half of the people that she forgot, that's $300 she already gave away right there. Just walking out the door. Because she chasing new people.
No, I just forgot. He was on my list. Nathan, I think.
Okay.
I think his last name. I was supposed to email him. But what was I saying? I forgot. Go ahead. I forgot.
Yeah, I wasn't even talking to you. You just took on the conversation. I was talking about insurance agents. Their clientele in Loudoun County, they need living wills and trusts for their clients because a lot of them are taking care of their grandkids, and they need to pass on their assets to their grandkids because they're disappointed in their children. Their words, not mine. So they need to make sure that No, I'm dead serious.
I see.
Yeah.
That's disappointed in their kids.
They're disappointed in their. Okay, I said there is a large population in Loudoun County who's taking care of their grandchildren because their kids didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Y'all got drugs or something like that, or?
I don't get in all that.
Oh, okay.
Hey, look at D. So look at D. Miss D. She's taking care of her grandkids.
Oh, she was?
Mm-hmm.
But one of her daughters died, right? What happened?
Well, that was the day she cried, ain't it?
So
Yeah.
I just found her kid died. One of her kids died.
Must have been recently.
You made her cry that day.
It was not intentional. I wasn't even trying.
I know.
But my point is, whatever. You don't even have any tear ducts.
Like one of my uncles died, and I cried because he had 22 kids, and I can't go to the funeral. It's like, I'm still crying about that.
Was going to. So would you just put in an appointment?
I mean, I didn't go. I can't go to his funeral and stuff.
Okay.
Because he was a cool uncle cousin.
So reach out. You can also put something in there in reference to insurance agents that sell property and casualty insurance. Maybe in your summary somewhere.
I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change my summary.
Carla.
What?
No. Don't touch anything. The last time you made an adjustment to anything, you ended up with 1,200 new clients.
That is true. That posting, it was like, hey, y'all blew up. It's like I had like 300 people requesting agents. I'm like, oh, I didn't know this one post would. And people were like, oh man, I'm sorry that you lost your job. Like I had job requests. I was like, dude, that is not. Look at the picture and look at this girl. Clearly, it's two different people. He's just not paying attention.
Which goes back to what I was saying. No. Make your calls. If you made your calls on a regular basis, you'd be clearing $1,000 a day easily. You could afford to actually pay somebody $25 an hour to not only answer your calls, schedule your appointments, but close your business for you.
You say that, but I haven't seen it because I'm not consistent and I'm not committed. As far as y'all say, because y'all collectively up there.
She says, numbers don't lie.
People do.
Men and women lie.
Yes. You've sat there since 6:30 and said you forgot 7 people.
I didn't say I forgot something. I said I forgot one. You
On 7 different occasions.
I said
Oh, yeah.
maybe 2.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 3.
Oh wow. Oh wow, that's a lot of babies.
You want to stay at a solid 4. You want to stay at a solid 4.
Mhm.
Anyways, moving on to the next person.
Like I said, I was talking about insurance agents,
Insurance agent, go ahead.
and you talk about changing your page. So
I was going to change one thing to my
no, you don't need to change anything. Just call the people that you have before they forget who you are. That don't mean you need to make them wait till next year to test it. I'm just saying. Because even at 60 calls a day, that's 320 calls a month. You won't even touch 1,000 calls until 3 months.
That's true. Because I'm still getting realtors, mortgage brokers, they send me leads and clients, and they want to join my business. So it's like that's my dilemma. So when I have realtors that say, "Hey, I have a lead," and they put it in the spreadsheet for me to call, like I kind of stop everything, or if I'm in the middle of the day, I like make sure I call.
Why don't you have a time scheduled for it to address new leads? A time in the day.
It's usually after 5, between 5 and 8.
A time in the day. Okay, I'll get to them on this day. These are the days I deal with new clients. And
I know that's what we said before. Okay. Okay. I need to fix my schedule.
what did Danielle say? Commitment,
It is commitment.
discipline.
I need to commit to the schedule that I set.
You need to be disciplined to do it.
Disciplined.
And then you got because you wake up every morning, you got to redo it again. You got to recommit every morning. Monday's commitment was just that. Monday's commitment. You got to commit on Tuesday.
I need this to be automated. Like I need to make more money so this all can be automated, or I can have somebody else doing this, and I can do like meeting and people, and I can just call people. That's okay. Go ahead. On to the next person. I'm good. Insurance. We talk about insurance agents.
Do you have an opportunity to go to at least one networking meeting, a networking event a week or a month?
I do now.
Okay.
But which like how do I know a good one?
Oh, I know a couple of them.
Oh, here we go.
No.
Self doubt creeping in. Come on, what you got?
No.
I'm not very what?
I don't do well at these networking events.
What do you mean you don't do well? Don't you do well?
I don't like talking.
But you're in a business but where does money come from?
No. I'm getting better.
Right. You're only going to get better as you continue to do that. Talk to people, right?
Yeah. How are you doing?
Go some Christmas pies.
Whatever. I've been here.
Hey, what's up, man? Another go some Christmas pies. What's
Good
going
to see you,
on?
man.
How y'all doing?
I'm good. I'm usually here after you leave.
I see the early birds, in other words.
Yes, that's exactly it. So what days work best for you for networking events?
Where are you in Fairfax or Loudon? You're in Loudon.
They got networking events all in Loudoun County. Oh no!
Yeah, I can't get my computer, but I already took it home. I forgot.
Wow. Well, good seeing you.
There's one at the country club.
So for you, I would suggest maybe going to either Tyson's, going to a networking event at Tyson's, or maybe Chantilly.
There's one in Fairfax. Is that country club by you? So is that a country club by you, Max? The country club I went to before?
Country club out where?
By you, MacArthur.
Is there a country club near where you
It's
live
by the
or in the
mall.
vicinity?
The mall, whatever mall I went to out there.
Fair Oaks, Fair
Yeah,
Lakes.
Fort Oaks. I think it's Fair Oaks.
I mean, there's a golf course out there.
There's a country club out there. There's a meeting out there, and that they have a really nice meeting. It's like at a country club. Is it B&I? No, it's not B&I.
Do not go to a band now.
I don't think it's a B&I, but it's a meeting. It's a meetup group. I forgot what it is. I don't know. It's some type of meeting group. Yeah, B&I stuff.
Is you talking about that one at Blue Iguana that Ted? Not what's the guy? He used to come here.
Oh yeah.
Tim.
I can't remember. I think it is.
I was the only black person there. I still don't remember. I need to go back to that one.
So, do you have a elevator speech? That would be no.
Cause like, cause whenever well, cause everyone was like, I hope you get instant credit. I don't like that.
We already said we're not going to be speaking about credit.
So
Whose team
yeah,
did you join?
Huh?
Whose team did you join?
They're out of Atlanta.
You found them on social media.
Not she's pregnant? No. Not her. Okay.
But they're under
Okay.
That's Nicole's team. Yeah.
Yep, basically.
So, how about this? Your 5 minutes, your elevator speech should always start with a story. And the last thing you should tell them is your name and what you do. Never do what everybody else does. They go, "Hi, my name is Thomas Harrelson, and I'm a credit consultant, and what we do is blah blah blah." Don't nobody want to hear that.
No, they don't.
So you want to say something to the effect of, mortgage lenders and real estate companies spend a significant amount of their profits on advertising, only to find about 50% of those profits walking out the door because their clients don't qualify. That's almost a quarter of their earnings. That's really not good.
That's how you came up with the 25%?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Because I've been stuck on that 25% for a while. I wasn't going to copy and paste that part. I was like,
Now you know where it comes from.
yeah, now I can leave it there.
Why didn't you just ask? I would have told you. So with that being said, I'll say something too. Well, up until recently, they really didn't have a choice. There was nothing that they could do to recoup some of that money that was just walking out the door. They do have a choice now, and that choice is me. My name is Thomas Harrelson. I'm with TMH Global, and what we do is we take those non-qualified clients and turn them into qualifying clients, thus allowing the mortgage lenders and realtors to sell more homes and put everybody in a win-win-win situation.
You didn't tell me that. I would have been used that speech.
Carla, I've said that like 4 times.
Oh, maybe I didn't remember.
I should have recorded that.
Yeah, hold up. Let me get my recorder. Let's say that again.
That'll be the second time you recorded this.
I did? He does 3 times a charm.
Well, y'all gonna get a copy of this, so it'll be.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Now I'm going to have to mental note to go back That's what.
Okay, Thomas elevator speech. Go.
She's still gonna make it.
It's less than 30 seconds. Go ahead, Thomas. Please. I said please.
See, you put them on the spot now.
I said the
see?
magic word. Like,
No, I'm looking at it because she don't need an elevator speech.
I meet people and they be like,
Carla, you don't need an elevator. Okay, so let's back up.
okay, can you not record that?
No. We're gonna record this. The purpose of an elevator speech and the purpose of networking is so you can get people to call and put in your pipeline. That's why you collect names and numbers so you can put them in the pipeline to call them later. You have over 12,000 names that you have not yet called.
Because I think that's a lot of those things are fabulous and are fictitious. Not fictitious. They're really not fictitious. They actually are people. I can't say 12,000 people. I don't know that many people. But I think a lot of them have told me not to call
12,000, 5,000, 4,000.
Maybe
you still have a pipeline.
Okay, maybe they told me not to call them back, and I just haven't taken them out. But I started.
Right.
6 months. I started
if it were up to me, if I had total control of your day, you would do nothing else but make those calls.
From starting to finish.
From starting to finish.
And some of those are emails, and I don't have a lot of people.
Okay.
Okay. And I wouldn't follow up with my referral partner.
Of course you're going to follow with your referral partners, but there's no need to do any new business.
Okay.
Because if you put it this way.
You stayed over.
No, I'm not. Look at it this way. If you started calling those people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in 3 months, you started getting referrals, right? And those referrals start end up being $1,000 a day.
Mm-hmm.
Which would basically be 4,000 a month, or basically a thousand, which would be basically 5,000 a week. What's 5,000 times 52? What's 250? 250,000. 265,000 dollars.
No,
$260,000. Do you think that you can hire somebody for $25 an hour to call the rest of those people?
Yeah.
Okay. And by that time, you would have developed a process.
Follow up 3 months. May, June, July. 3 months.
And by that time, you would have developed a process to now pass on to the person that's going to be making those calls. Because now you're doing it so much that you can basically do it in your sleep and write a script.
I have actually written a script for my agent.
Okay.
We actually role play, and they were like, "Oh, you say this?" I was like, "Yeah." It was like, "How you say?" I was like, "It just come on top of my head, like it's just practice."
And then if you're paying them $25 an hour, wouldn't they be able to also start scheduling your appointments and talking to some of your agents? And then you can promote them to the point where they become a manager, and now that manager is training everybody else that you bring on. So they grow with you. So then by the time you become a very successful business owner, they're your executive assistant. Right. And they know your business.
I don't even know all my business, but okay. Keep my parents at bay. Keep my clients happy. Referral partner. That's all you need to know.
This would be the 6th time we've had this conversation. By the way.
With the elevator speech. So
no, there's no. I'm not giving you an elevator speech until you do this part. What was he about to say?
So I need to go to some networking events.
Delete recording.
You want to listen to that recording?
I was going to say on there.
Until I get to the point where I'm getting this consistent income and I quit and do something else.
Part of it. That's part of it. When you go to networking events, the networking events is to build up a rapport.
Everything just.
I know. It sucks, doesn't it? It's just horrible.
No, it's not horrible, but I can't go through another tax.
Okay, let me ask you this question: have you ever thought about outsourcing some of your tax work?
It's not my company to outsource.
That ain't what I asked you. Do you have to do the work? Do you have to do the work at the office?
No, I already work from home. That's how
What software do you use?
we use Pro Systems.
Pro Systems. Pro Systems or Pro Series?
Pro Systems.
Okay. Do this.
I don't prepare returns.
I can see you had to prepare the return.
No, I'm just saying I review. So
Okay. Go on one of these. Go on one of these freelance sites.
Fiber.
Or free. There's one called freelance.com, freelancer.com, and find out how much would somebody put in a bid. Just put in a bid
oh
to see if someone could review returns. Make sure they're properly licensed, right? And see if you can get away with paying them. You laughing? Look, see if you can get away with paying them for like $75 a return or something like that.
I don't know how would I do that? Like we have a lot of security like
Oh well, I don't know. I don't know how to do that then.
that. Yeah, that
Cause
the
I
way for them to do that is to sit there at my desk and
well,
do it.
well, I tried.
Yeah.
I took a shot.
So I'm already
There's always
using liberties of my day. So when you were saying pay somebody to make calls,
mhm.
I already making the calls during the daytime. Anybody trying to tell me I can't.
Well, you can, but that's admin work,
Right.
which goes back to your hourly rate.
Gotcha.
If you're doing it, then you're taking away from what your real hourly rate is. You've just demoted yourself because you're doing work that somebody else could be doing at that rate. We all do. You're not in that boat by yourself.
First thing I need to do is get some consistent leads. That's what I need to do first.
Work on your elevator speech. Work on your elevators. Work on the vernacular you're going to use when you're talking to these individuals that are high net worth earners, because that's what's going to help you.
I'm gonna go to the first one. I'm gonna be an observer.
At least have your elevator speech because they will make you get up and talk. Yes, the networking events they make you. What you mean?
Since when?
So, when was the last time you went to a networking event?
It's been a while.
Exactly.
They do this. They usually network when they come in, and they usually introduce you to people that says actually what you do. And you talk to people. You gotta work the room. Remember,
I know.
remember back in the day when you used to date. That's what the networking is.
I didn't really get that. I went straight from
College to marriage.
yeah.
Why can't I do that?
Cause you probably that's how my daughter's probably gonna go through that. She's too busy.
You can't just ask a question. Why couldn't I do that?
Yeah, why did I do that?
She
You said what?
Did
So
you
you're
date in
hilarious.
college?
Huh?
Did you date people in college?
What do you mean?
Define date.
I was gonna say that. My date.
I mean, like, did you like?
The
get
answer
with
is
somebody
no.
and
That's
go
not true.
out, or like?
I had a boyfriend. I had a boyfriend, but my boyfriend always lived away. He never went. I never dated anybody in the same college.
Yeah.
I never dated, because I was like, I saw all that drama and people busting heads in the bottles and girls running out. I'm like, no, I'm good. I learned that in high school.
That's why you didn't.
I learned in high school because I dated the guys that they went to two different schools, but then they ended up two different schools, the same school. Then they got in a fight. So I was like, yeah, I won't do that again. So I always dated guys outside of the circle. So yeah, I wasn't really committed back then, but now I am. I'm older, a little wiser. Committed now. But yeah, I wish I did that. My sister did that. She got married after grad school.
Yeah.
good. I should date it.
So networking.
I was
All right.
sweetheart. Been on my second divorce by now. I got really good at it.
We're gonna do a lot of editing on this video.
All right,
Oh, I know. That's why
I need some suggested networking groups.
meet up.
Just go to meetup.com. And the beautiful thing about what we do, you're always going to be in a networking group where they need your services. And they're always going to know some realtors and some mortgage lenders. So unless you go to a meetup group where everybody's in some form of sales that has absolutely nothing to do with real estate or mortgage lending, and it's just totally isolated, yeah, you really can't go wrong. I would just suggest you stay away from BNIs.
Okay. That was someone suggested.
No, do
I'm
not
going
go to a
home
BNI.
buying seminar.
Yeah.
A home buying seminar. Therefore, you meet and network with realtors and mortgage brokers. There'll always be a mortgage broker there. You can meet with them. You can tell them like, and then at the end of the event, make sure it's not something they have to pay for, like a go to crowd or something like that. But you can at the end of the event, you can say, hey, I like to partner with you. You know, I see you have a lot of people. I just came out here because I can be some added benefit to you. Whatever Thomas elevator speech said. Whatever that he won't repeat again.
No, I'm not repeating. You don't need to get any more leads.
But I meet people though.
So why do you need elevator speech?
Because I need to teach it to my team.
You don't even believe that line no more than I do.
I do. I have an agent that is like, we're doing 3-way calls. Like he's like, send me realtors and.
Are you recording the calls?
Yeah, I figured out how to record it now.
Okay. Yeah, send them the record.
Give me that.
No,
That's
I'm not.
okay. I remember it. Sounds about 25%.
It was a lot.
That's okay. When I get in front of people, I talk, and they be like, "Really?" And they usually just send me leads. They like, "Oh, I know somebody."
Carla.
I'm what?
He's bragging, but I respect it.
Oh, I am bragging.
Yes.
Yes.
And it ain't even humble.
Okay, I won't do that. No, because I talk to people. I just talk.
Carla, that is not even the problem. The problem is not the
these people that I gotta follow up with these 12,000 names. I'm gonna call these 12,000 names because you know what? After all these years, I'm tired of you saying that. So I need something new.
She said after all these years.
I'm tired of you saying that because I get new people all the time, and it just like, and I'm like, what? So I'm not supposed to talk to no new people no more? Like just anymore? No more anymore? I'm just tired of you saying that. So I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna do what Danielle said, and I'm gonna spend 7 hours, and we're gonna go through this whole list. And so we're going through this whole list, and you're gonna be like it's gonna be 3 months consistently, because I know how you are. You gotta do it every single day, every single 6 days a week. And I'm telling you, we're gonna see the results. We'll see the results.
Remember what I told you?
Yeah.
That adults will frustrate you more than students. Okay.
I know it frustrates you. I'm funny and frustrated. It's not. I'm not.
You're funny stration.
So Carla, when you go to the office, what do you do during the day?
What office?
The one in Tyson.
I haven't signed a contract yet. I'm just like, I'm trying to get this.
I thought you were there.
No,
She could have been already there.
Yeah, I could have been already there. I just haven't signed a
She was chasing the title.
I was
okay.
She could have had a whole bunch of stuff done if she had been chasing the title.
Yeah, I was chasing the title. But I was chasing the title. But no, because the girl, matter of fact, I think she reached out to me. I think I saw her email. So I was going to respond to her. But yeah, when I go to the office, then that's when because I'm there and I have other people there. But then I want to talk to everybody who's in the thing. That's the only thing. Like, I want to talk to people. I want to get to know people and, like, network with people. I can't really do that because, I got to work. So,
that's what you go to an office for, to work.
Yeah, pay the office thing. But that's what I did at work. I network with people when I had a job. I network.
You got paid to show up and do something that you were trained to do.
That's true. Okay.
That was 10% of what business is.
But I signed the contract. I'm gonna sign the contract because I had the contract, and I think I signed. I just didn't send it back. So I was just like, oh, this is really a commitment.
She has commitment issues.
I don't have commitment. I had commitment issues, but no longer have commitment issues.
So what's the purpose of getting the office though?
So I can be focused. So I can say, okay. So I can be focused. Truly, so I can be focused. It's a schedule. It's a regimen. I do well with regimens. I realize that I do well with regimens. Although I hate regimens, but I do well with regimens. Like I know where I have to be somewhere. I do well with regimens. I was even on time for a breakfast meeting that I had at 9:00 in the morning.
The fact that you had to brag about being on time for
and
a
the person was
breakfast.
surprised that I stood her up. No, I was late to her twice, and she was like, "Wow, Carla, I can't believe you were on time." I was like, "Yeah."
That is not the type of response you want. That is not the type of response you want.
So we do baby steps over here.
At least it's a positive response though.
Right, because she expected me to be late.
What questions do you have?
No, I didn't have any questions. I was just going through in my head what I need to do.
Okay.
I need to just, it's so much. Because, like, I don't know. You got so many different people, so many different things to do. I stick to one thing.
What you mean? The people on your team?
The people in your team don't live here.
Right. So this is my thing. So like what they're doing is working for them.
Right. Because the people that they're talking to make less than $45,000 a year.
Exactly. So
The average income in Loudoun County is over $189,000 a year.
So right. So what I'm saying is so that's why like I told you like the one Facebook page is basically it's full of those kind of people.
Which Facebook group are you on?
Huh?
Which group are you on?
No, I'm saying
I have the Facebook page.
Yeah, like my Facebook page. Mm-hmm. So the one that is basically where most of the FES stuff is
Women's Society.
Yeah, it's in there. So
and those are the type of people you would never talk to in the regular day setting.
Exactly.
So why would it be your clients?
They wouldn't. That's the same problem I had because I'm on action team. So I would never like Ashton talked to one potential agent of mine, and he's never talked to anybody else. I'm Thomas has. Okay. Are you making the ball back to you? Yeah, Thomas has. Thomas is the one who told me about Roses and Mortgage Brokers because he was like, "Carl, that's not your cup of tea. It's what is it? Black guilt. Had black guilt." So I was like, I need to help these black people. Like, because I would get Becky, and me and Becky would talk, and it was like,
her closing rate in Tyson's, Loudoun, and Fairfax is 70%. Her closing rate in other places,
Laurel, Baltimore, is like
PG County.
Yeah, well, depends on what part of PG County. Like 30.
South PG County, right off on the side of the bridge.
So your credit score is a 445, and you said this is too much. I had somebody else in Loudoun, like he said, he was like, "That's it." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh yeah, send me the information. I'll sign up today." Or usually, like I just had a chef. He owns a company. He signed up. He was just busy, so his schedule was like I had to call in the morning, and sometimes I would be missing him because I was asleep, and so I would have to call him. But then
she dreamed about making that money.
We correspond, but finally he signed up, and so we got. And that's the people I try to get because actually he was a referral from a realtor that referred another realtor to me. So that's why I get realtors referring people, other realtors to me, and mortgage brokers referring other mortgage brokers to me. So I mean, like that's what you need to target on because that's your demographic. I'm just saying that because you sound like me. I'm around those people that make money and you're used to that. Yeah. And it's like the people in Georgia are like
they give you this other stuff, and it's like those people don't care about that.
They don't care about that unless they don't care about that, and that's not in your circle. Mm-hmm. So definitely listen to Thomas. Because Thomas stays around that circle. Thomas is influenced, not influenced. You're around that circle, and that's
we speak the same language.
You speak the same language. It's like you speak in Spanish, and they speak in Spanish, and you speak in English. You're like, I don't understand. Like that's not gonna work on my clients that's making 6 figures. Right. Yeah. Like, oh man, you can make 260. Yeah. You can make 6 figures. They're like, I'm already doing that. But I need more time. A lot of people are like, I need more time. My job is great. I want more time. I want more time with my kids, my family, whatever. But yeah, there's you want to leave it alone. You want to pick and choose what you have out of there. Some things are good, some things are not, but most of the time it's not. So just don't pay attention to that. Yeah, don't. Just pay attention towards like follow up. Like you want to call them every Wednesday when the closing or when your calls Wednesday night. No,
No.
or Sunday. I know we have to call them Sunday.
I
Okay.
get
Until they have a method that works out here,
Yeah.
whatever they're teaching doesn't work here, and that doesn't mean they're bad teachers.
right.
They're just talking to a different. They have you talking. They're talking to a market that we don't talk to.
Right.
Now, if you were in Hampton, Virginia, Newport News, Virginia,
Yeah.
Richmond, yeah, you can do that. But that's over an hour away.
And they've come up here and noticed that they own when they come up here. Like my mentors come up here. He went to Maryland and Largo, one of these. He went over there, and so I had to drive, and nobody else came. Vince came, and he was just like, Carla, like, why don't you get that person? I was like, it was a hairstylist. She owned a company. Like I was talking to her. We had a conversation. I was just like, that means that I deal with her on an everyday basis. Yeah, I'll let her go. Like it was cool. It was cool. Like I was trying to get her. Like it was cool. But
They're
yeah,
chasing people to replace people.
yeah.
That's what they do. That's the reason why. Because their goal is to get you on a protection plan membership for 3 months, so they don't have a retraction. That's all they care about. They're not concerned about the client staying on for a year.
Okay.
They're concerned about popping cabs.
And yeah, and the $89 because they'll tell you the $89. The VPs will tell you like just get $89. Don't worry about the $100. But the thing is like they popping cabs because they're having agents enroll. You're not necessarily enrolling agents.
Right.
You're more customer. You're more focused on customer base because you need to recoup your money back and get your 5 for free. Like I told my agents, this is different. Depends on where the agent is.
Okay.
And depending on who the agent is. I tell my agents like this is the demographics. Like you're in this area, you need to focus on this particular people. Now my other agents that may be in Stafford or Hampton Roads area, they can do that. They can have influence. But a lot of them, they're like, I prefer the mortgage brokers because they see that something like I get on average, I get one mortgage broker. I get like 8 to 10 leads per week from this one person. So why do that and then go on Facebook? Everybody's on Facebook. Why don't you just go off the mortgage broker? People are not doing that. People, they come to them. They already did that marketing dollars for you. They already spent those. Banks spend millions of dollars. More. I'm sorry, Tom.
No, no, no.
Banks spend millions of dollars on
Relax.
advertising. Mortgage brokers companies have marketing. Like they have a marketing. I need more time. What do you need more time for? I don't know.